Guys, I mentioned it on our college football show this past weekend. Nobody batted an eye when we were talking about a one-loss Alabama team.
That's right.
But when you throw in that second loss, all of a sudden people look under the hood, and what they'll find is a loss to Florida State, which seemingly weighs really into this thing for the committee when they put Alabama dropping them 6 spots. Do you agree with where the committee has Alabama behind Notre Dame, despite the fact that they both have 2 losses?
I don't agree with it. I think with Alabama and what they have done this year, their resume, beating Georgia, beating Vanderbilt, Missouri, Tennessee, all ranked football teams, all in a row, I think that speaks for itself, by itself.
It should.
The way that the quarterback has played this year, the way that the defense has improved week by week. The truth is, though, as I watch this football team, Notre Dame, I do think that they are the more balanced football team out of the 2. They're the team that I feel like I would trust a little bit more to make a run in the playoffs because of their offensive line, because of the balanced offense with their great running backs.
Yep.
The receiving room has good depth, a good mixture. The secondary and the defense, like I've told you the past few weeks, has really come on. So that's where I feel like maybe they're the safer bet in the long run, but I do believe that Alabama is more deserving to be ahead of them at the moment.
Yeah, shout out to the YouTube chat. I'm looking in there right now, and Michael just said Alabama should leave the SEC and schedule teams like the Big Ten and Notre Dame because then you'll be safe, right? You could not do any wrong because when you look at the strength of record right now, Notre Dame is not even ranked in the top 10 for the country. And Alabama, of course, is right there in the top 10. To double check over here exactly where they are in those rankings, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th in the country. So I think Alabama definitely got done wrong. And for the committee, my assumption is that they didn't want to bump Notre Dame back. Notre Dame didn't move any spots.
Yeah.
So the idea of moving Notre Dame back after they won, for a team that just lost didn't make sense. At the end of the day, it's going to sort itself out because if Alabama beats Auburn, then they're in to the SEC championship game, and you're not going to leave the team that played in the SEC championship and probably is going to win it, that's my assumption, behind Notre Dame.
Right. The best part about this is we have the authority on all things college football playoff. Joining us right now from the comfortability of her own home, Heather Dinich joins us on Rankings Reaction HD. This is the second time, by the way, you get to see Maddie Sims today, so sorry about that. But let me get your thoughts on the Alabama, Oklahoma, Notre Dame of it all. HD, you had kind of talked a little bit about how those were kind of a package deal, or at least you thought Alabama and Oklahoma would be. It appears as if they split them up amongst the committee there and having Notre Dame sandwiched right in between. Your thoughts on how it broke out here in week 3 of the release?
I'm really surprised. This is the biggest surprise to me of the night because historically speaking, strength of schedule and wins against top 25 teams matters tremendously in that room. And Alabama not only has 4 CFP top 25 wins, but they beat the committee's number 4 team now in Georgia. I want to say they have 4 top 22 wins. Meanwhile, Notre Dame has 1. Pitt dropped out of the ranking. But then for Alabama, Mizzou popped into the ranking. So everything else that they did worked in Alabama's favor. But what this says to me, guys, is 2 things. One, Notre Dame is the closest thing to a lock right now because if they are passing the eye test, I'm not sure what else is going to change because resume-wise, nothing's going to get any better for them in the last 2 games. But here's one other thing to watch about this that I don't think people are talking about immediately. And with Alabama at number 10, if BYU somehow wins the Big 12, given where Texas Tech is right now at number 5, I would be shocked if Texas Tech didn't join BYU as a second Big 12 team. But at the expense of whom?
Right.
That number 10 spot is kind of tricky right now. It could be in jeopardy. Alabama could be left out of the playoff if that were the case. It's hard to imagine that as we sit here today, but I'm curious, what do you think? Don't you think 2 Big 12 teams would get in if that was the case?
That would be, I feel like, the only
scenario. You're going to drop your number 5 team out?
Yes, I agree. I think that would be the only case really where a Big 12 could represent and have two teams in it. My other question, I think, just like overall for just how this plays out, How does a team beat, in my opinion, one of the best teams in the country in Georgia and still, for whatever reason, fall as far as they did, right? I mean, that's where is that a responsible drop of 6 total places after that? And what does that mean for the other teams now that are ranked ahead of them that have some pretty big time matchups coming up, including Oregon this weekend against USC?
Well, the reality is with college football, so much can happen with 3 Saturdays left, guys. I mean, we could be having an entirely different conversation. And it's not just USC, it's Michigan too. And Michigan is below Texas.